Do you ever think about what keeps you on a man's mind long after you've left? Is it your looks, your personality, or the way you dress? Sure, those might grab his attention, but to really stick in his thoughts and touch his heart, it's more about how you talk to him. Let's be clear. Many women believe they have to go out of their way to make a man like them, either by always being there for him or by trying to please him too much. Some even share personal details too quickly, hoping it'll make them closer right away. Sadly, this often doesn't work out well. What if there was a better approach? A way to stay in his thoughts without losing who you are? In this video, we will look at effective methods that confident women use to make a man really miss them. These methods aren't about playing games or using simple tricks. They're about being real, emotionally smart, and using what I call dark stoic psychology. These methods will change the way you connect with men by teaching you how to build such a deep emotional connection that he'll be drawn to you irresistibly. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to make him long for you and keep you in his thoughts, your aura, your vibe, and the emotions you stir in him. Let's begin with a timeless and potent secret: the intrigue element. Number 1. The intrigue element. Keep him curious. Imagine meeting someone who initially appears perfect. He's engaging, attentive, and full of fascinating tales. However, there's a catch. After 1 or 2 chats, it seems like there's nothing more to learn about him. Everything about him is already out in the open, leaving no mysteries or unanswered questions. The initial thrill quickly diminishes, and your interest wanes. Now, let's consider a different scenario. You meet someone who shares enough to pique your interest, but keeps some details hidden, leaving you curious about what more there is to him. This is the essence of mystery. Wise women know that being a bit elusive is not about playing tricks. It's about crafting a sense of depth and allure that makes a man eager to know more about you. How do you apply this in real situations? It starts with how you converse. When he inquires about your life, avoid revealing everything all at once. Share just a snippet, something that ignites his curiosity. For example, if he asks, "What's your job?" skip the usual exhaustive description. You might reply, "It's quite unique, and I really enjoy it. What about you?" This approach does a couple of things. It turns the conversation back to him while leaving him wondering about your life. This curiosity is valuable. It's what keeps you on his mind. Consider this. We are naturally attracted to mysteries. Psychologically, our minds seek answers to things that are unclear. By giving just enough information to intrigue, but not enough to satisfy, you make yourself memorable. Mystery involves more than just words. It's also about how you present yourself. When you're with him, consider your actions. Knowledgeable women understand that small gestures make a big impact. A quick, genuine smile, holding eye contact, or pausing thoughtfully before you respond. These behaviors add depth to your personality. It's not about hiding your true self. It's about showing him that there's more to you than meets the eye. But you might wonder, won't being mysterious make me seem distant or uninterested? The answer is no. When done correctly, a bit of mystery can actually make connections stronger because it encourages emotional investment. Picture a chat where you say just enough to keep him thinking about your conversation later, trying to solve the mystery. This kind of mental involvement is crucial for attraction. Mystery also means knowing when to hold back. In a world where everyone shares everything online, keeping parts of your life to yourself can make you seem more intriguing. This doesn't mean you need to hide things, just that not everything needs to be public. This approach makes the things you do choose to share all the more special to him. Another important aspect of mystery is knowing when to stay quiet. Silence might feel awkward, but it can be a powerful way to communicate. For instance, if you ask him about the most thrilling thing he's done all year and he gives you an answer, pause for a while. This silence encourages him to say more and shows that you're really listening, which is very appealing. Mystery isn't just about the things you say or don't say. It's also about timing. If you reply to messages too quickly, agree to meet up at every opportunity, or are always available, you miss out on creating the tension that makes him look forward to seeing you. By managing how often you're in touch and making him wonder about the next time he'll hear from you, you keep the connection exciting. So, how can you start practicing this today? Ask yourself, 1. Do I reveal a lot very quickly when I talk? 2. Do I allow for quiet moments so he can think and reply? 3. Do I give him chances to miss me, or am I always ready to chat? If you're answering no to any of these, there's a chance to change how things are between you. Remember, being mysterious isn't about tricking someone. It's about letting them discover the unique things about you at their own pace. Once you get good at this, you'll see a change. He won't just miss you when you're not around. He'll eagerly await the times he can learn more about you. Ready to deepen this connection even more? Let's explore further into how emotional connections make every interaction memorable. Stick with me. This is where it gets really exciting. Number 2. Emotions make every chat unforgettable. What really sticks in someone's mind after a chat? Is it the exact words or the feelings they carried? If a chat has ever stuck in your mind because it made you smile, warmed your heart, or sparked your curiosity, then you know how powerful emotions can be. This is where truly impactful people stand out. They don't just speak, they create memorable moments. To make someone miss you, simple chit-chat won't do. You need to take them through an emotional ride. See every chat as a chance to create ups and downs, share laughs, and forge a deep connection. People who make a lasting impact know how to take a conversation deeper, making it something to remember and cherish. But how can you achieve this? Start with the questions you ask. How was your day? And ask something more meaningful. They might say, what's the most thrilling thing you've done recently? Or, if you could wake up anywhere in the world tomorrow, where would it be and why? Such questions spark the imagination and evoke strong feelings. They encourage someone to open up and share more personally, building a bond that feels unique and close. When he responds, really listen, not just to his words, but to the feelings behind them. If he's excited about a dream or goal, show your enthusiasm with a response like, "That sounds amazing. It's great to see you so inspired." This shows you're truly engaged and value his feelings. Everyone wants to feel seen and understood, and this leaves a lasting impression. Now consider storytelling, a powerful yet often overlooked tool for emotional impact. When sharing a story, don't just list the events, draw him into the scene. For instance, instead of just saying, "I went hiking last weekend," describe it vividly. "Last weekend, I climbed a trail that seemed to reach into the heavens. At the top, the breathtaking view made me feel so alive." A story told this way doesn't just share an event, it makes him feel the emotions. Your story should also say something about you, like your values, your sense of adventure, or your openness. The goal is to share enough to connect emotionally, but not so much that there's no mystery left. Remember, a little mystery keeps things interesting. Storytelling isn't just about you. It's about creating shared moments. If he talks about a past experience, respond in a way that deepens the connection. Say something like, "What a vivid memory. How has that shaped you today?" This response takes the chat to a deeper level emotionally, making him feel understood and valued. There's another aspect of emotional impact that many people forget about: being playful. Feeling attracted to someone can grow in light and fun moments. Tease him in a natural way, like playfully questioning his opinions. "You really think pineapple belongs on pizza? I'm not sure we can be friends anymore." Laughter creates a rush of good feelings, and these good feelings are something people crave. A woman who understands her worth knows the importance of giving compliments. But here's a little secret. Don't just focus on how he looks. Praise his personality. Say something like, "I really admire how dedicated you are to your job," or "I love how you always see the funny side of things." These types of compliments are powerful because they show you notice who he truly is, beyond his appearance, and they leave a lasting impression. When you're creating these emotional connections, never underestimate the effect of taking a pause. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is leave a statement or question hanging in the air. For instance, after asking him, "What's one thing you've always wanted to try but haven't yet?" Just pause and let the silence pull him closer. This pause gives him a chance to think, and it creates a closeness that mere words can't match. The aim of every conversation should not be to impress him, but to make him feel something special. When you manage to do this well, he'll start to connect those feelings with you. He'll recall how you made him laugh, how you encouraged him to open up, and how you understood him in ways others often don't. These emotional moments are what will make him miss you when you're not around. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever had a conversation that made you feel deeply connected to someone else? What was it about that conversation that made it memorable? Please share your experiences in the comments. I'm eager to hear from you. And if you find these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video so more people can find it. Your participation helps our channel grow and helps us build a community of supportive women. Stay tuned because in the next segment, we'll explore the power of first impressions and how to spark desire from the first moment you meet. This next tip will change how you think about introductions forever. Let's continue. Number 3. The importance of first meetings, creating a lasting desire. Have you ever thought about how important the first few moments are when you meet someone new? The way you look, your actions, and how you talk in those first few seconds can make someone remember you or completely forget you. It's not just about what you say, it's also about the vibe you bring and the small signals you give off. Women who understand their worth know that making a good first impression isn't about being showy or trying too hard. It's about creating a feeling of interest and warmth that stays with them even after you part ways. When done well, a strong first impression doesn't just grab his attention, it sets the scene for everything that comes next, building a base for him to keep thinking about you long after you've left. So, what makes a first impression stick? It starts with confidence. Confidence is captivating. It can pull someone towards you before you even speak. A woman who knows her value enters a room confidently, stands tall, and moves with purpose. She doesn't hurry or show nervousness. Rather, she acts as though she's exactly where she should be. This calm demeanor says a lot. It tells people, I am comfortable with who I am. I know I'm valuable. But here's the thing. You can't pretend to be confident. It has to come from truly believing in yourself. If you feel that you have something worthwhile to offer, others will notice it too. This is where Stoicism plays a role. By managing your emotions and staying centered, you can show a calm, steady confidence even in new situations. Stoicism doesn't mean you ignore your feelings. It means you adopt a mindset of maintaining your composure and dignity under pressure, which is incredibly appealing. Once you radiate confidence, the next step is to emotionally connect with him right from the start. Women who truly understand their worth know it's not about impressing him with clever jokes or showy stories. It's about how you make him feel right away. One way to do this is through your voice tone. A friendly, calm voice makes you seem approachable and sincere, while speaking at a steady pace shows you are collected and in control. Talking too fast or too loudly can seem like you're anxious or too eager. Instead, take breaks between sentences, allowing your words to resonate. This slow pace helps project self-assurance that's hard to overlook. Body language is also key. When you meet him, make eye contact. Not too intense, but enough to show you're focused and interested. A sincere smile and a slight nod when he talks show openness and curiosity. These small actions express warmth and attentiveness, traits that make you stand out. Don't forget the importance of touch. A firm handshake or a gentle touch on the arm during a conversation can build a connection. These simple, deliberate actions often speak louder than words because they reach him on a subconscious level, creating a feeling of closeness without being too obvious. However, many women make the mistake of trying too hard to impress. They think a first impression needs to be loud, striking, or filled with smart comments. Women who truly know their value understand that sometimes less is more. The goal isn't to overwhelm him with your brilliance. It's to pique his curiosity so he wants to learn more. This goes back to the power of mystery. Your first impression should leave a subtle yet enduring mark, something he can't fully describe but keeps thinking about. The key is to focus on how he feels during your interaction. People naturally gravitate towards those who make them feel good. By genuinely engaging in what he says, asking insightful questions, and matching his energy, you create a positive emotional experience he will associate with you. For instance, if he shares something personal, respond in a way that shows real interest. That's a really interesting take. I've never considered it like that before. It's also crucial to know when to end on a high note. As the conversation starts to wind down, don't stretch it out just to avoid silence. Gracefully conclude with something like, "I've really enjoyed our chat. I'd love to pick this up another time." This shows you value your time and builds anticipation for your next meeting. First impressions are about creating a moment that feels both effortless and purposeful. They aren't about impressing him with a performance or guessing what he might like. They're about being your true, confident self. Approaching new encounters with this mindset doesn't just leave a strong impression, you're also laying the groundwork for desire. And the best part? When you get this right, you'll notice something incredible. He'll keep replaying those first moments, the warmth of your smile, the assurance in your voice, how you made him feel valued. This is the start of something powerful, all beginning with one unforgettable moment. Now that you've set the stage for desire, let's see how keeping a bit of emotional distance can make his heart grow fonder. This next principle will teach you how absence can deepen his affection. Number 4, the push-pull effect, mastering the power of absence. Have you ever noticed how we often want what we can't get? It's a common idea. When something is rare, it seems more valuable. In the realm of attraction, this idea is key to being truly memorable. Women who understand their worth know this well. They realize that being around is powerful, but being away can have a bigger impact. Here's the strange thing about relationships. We usually value someone more when they're not around. It's during those quiet times, in the pauses between meetings, that we start to miss them. The push-pull dynamic, being there for someone emotionally sometimes and pulling back at other times, is a really effective way to make a man think about you, miss you, and want more time with you. But let's be clear, this isn't about playing tricks or messing with feelings. The push-pull dynamic is about building an exciting, lively connection. Too much pushing can seem too intense, while too much pulling can look like you're not interested. The real magic is in finding the right balance. It begins with how you act when you're together. When you're there, be completely there. Pay attention to him, connect deeply, and let your warmth show. In these moments, you're giving him an emotional boost, one he'll remember even after you're apart. This is the push, letting him feel the full energy and personality you bring. But here's the secret. After that high, you take a step back. This is the pull. Instead of constantly messaging him or making plans, you give him space to miss you. You let him think back on your time together, ponder your talks, and wonder when he'll see you again. Why does this work so well? Because playing on the thrill of anticipation. When something is always there, it becomes less appealing. By stepping back, you make your time together seem more precious. This idea comes from Stoicism, the concept of being okay with being alone and having self-control. Women of high value aren't scared to spend time by themselves because they know their worth isn't based on constant approval. Let's put this into action. Suppose you've just had a great talk with him, full of laughs, deep conversations, and clear chemistry. The next day, instead of texting him, "I had a great time," you wait. You let him be the one to reach out. If he doesn't, that's fine. Your worth isn't less because of his reaction. You stay calm, collected, and confident, qualities that make you even more attractive. This doesn't mean you play hard to get in an obvious way. It's not about ignoring him or acting distant. It's about keeping your independence and not stretching yourself too thin. For instance, if he texts you at night, you don't need to reply right away. Waiting a few hours, or even until the next day, shows you have a full, busy life. This isn't manipulation, it's being genuine. Now, a concern many women have with the push-pull dynamic is, what if he loses interest during the pull phase? It's a reasonable worry, but here's the truth. If he loses interest just because you're not always available, he wasn't really all in from the start. A man who truly values you will like the mix of closeness and space. Actually, the pull phase often makes him like you more because it gives him time to realize how much he enjoys being with you. Absence also builds a bit of mystery. When you're not always visible in his life, he starts to think about you. What are you up to? Who are you with? What are you thinking about? This curiosity is powerful. It keeps you on his mind and fosters a longing. It's like planting a seed in his thoughts and watching it grow. Another part of the push-pull dynamic is knowing when to reconnect. Timing is crucial. If you pull back too long, the connection might weaken. But if you come back just right, you rekindle the spark with even more strength. For example, after a few days of silence, you could send him a thoughtful message that brings up something specific from your last chat. This shows you were paying attention and adds a personal touch, making your comeback seem thoughtful. This method lets you keep control over your feelings and actions. You're not chasing him or forcing a connection. Instead, you're creating a setting where attraction can naturally grow. This is the essence of dark stoicism, using restraint and emotional balance to attract others. It's also important to remember that the push-pull dynamic isn't just for early stages of a relationship. Even in long-term relationships, keeping a balance of together and apart keeps things interesting. When you have time apart, you're not just giving each other space to grow individually, you're also letting your connection deepen. So, next time you're tempted to reach out to him, stop and think, am I giving him room to miss me? Am I pulling back enough to let him think about our bond? Am I staying true to my own life and interests as I build this relationship? By using the push-pull dynamic, you're not just creating longing, you're also showing him you value yourself and your time. And that, more than anything, is what makes you unforgettable. Now that you've learned the art of absence, let's explore how to reconnect with purpose and depth. This next principle will teach you how to renew the connection and strengthen it. Number 5. Getting closer again. Smart reconnections. Being apart can make a man start to miss you, yet it's when you reconnect that the real magic unfolds. This is your opportunity, not just to rekindle the flame, but also to strengthen your bond and make him long for more time with you. Women who truly value themselves know that reaching out goes beyond just asking, "How are you?" It's about making each conversation count and meaningful. When you reconnect thoughtfully, it shows you're not just trying to break the silence, you're adding value, enhancing the relationship you've already started. This method engages his feelings and his mind, ensuring you stay in his thoughts in a way that's both captivating and memorable. A common error many women make is getting back in touch too quickly, before he's really had time to miss you. Remember, being absent builds excitement. Allow him enough space to feel your absence, but not so much that the connection starts to weaken. A few days after your last chat usually works well. It gives him time to miss your company, but not feel forgotten. When it's time to reconnect, steer clear of cliché or shallow messages. A woman of worth doesn't just send a, "Hey, what's up?" Instead, she sparks a conversation that's thoughtful and engaging. A great way to do this is by mentioning something specific from your last meeting. For instance, "I've been thinking about what you mentioned the other day about your job. It was such an intriguing perspective. What led you to think that way?" Or, "How did that thing you were dealing with turn out? I was really curious about it." This kind of follow-up shows you were paying attention and that you value deep, meaningful exchanges. It also brings back the emotional vibe of your last conversation, reminding him of how enjoyable it was to talk to you. But reconnecting isn't just about asking things. It's also about creating a moment of connection. Share something that sparks curiosity or emotional engagement. For example, "I stumbled upon something today that reminded me of our talk about the other day. It made me smile. Want to hear about it?" Or, "I keep recalling that story you shared about your trip to Italy. It really showcases what makes you unique." These remarks do two things. They make him feel recognized and important, and they give him a reason to keep the conversation going. Storytelling is another powerful tool for reconnection. If you've experienced something interesting or meaningful since your last talk, share it in a way that brings him into the moment. Rather than just saying, "I had dinner at a fantastic restaurant last night," try, "I found this quaint little place last night with the best food and such a warm atmosphere. It seems like your kind of spot. Do you enjoy finding hidden gems like that?" This method is compelling because it's inclusive. It invites him to share his experiences too. And don't overlook the impact of light, playful interactions. Humor and playful banter can create joyful moments that deepen the attraction. For example, "So I tried water painting yesterday, and let's just say it didn't quite go as expected. I bet you would have aced it." By keeping the conversation light and fun, you make it enjoyable and memorable. Reconnecting is also a chance to subtly highlight the qualities that define you as a high-value woman. Show him that you lead a full, exciting life. If he asks about what you've been up to, share something interesting or meaningful. I've been busy with a project I'm really passionate about. It's demanding but so fulfilling. Such statements reveal that you're not just waiting around. You're inviting him into a life that's already rich and satisfying, which is incredibly appealing. Finally, it's vital to maintain an emotional balance. While it's important to reconnect with warmth and depth, avoid appearing too keen. This goes back to the idea of calm confidence, the strength of being reserved yet self-assured. When you reconnect from a place of genuine confidence, you naturally draw him closer without seeming desperate. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had someone reach out to you in a way that felt genuinely thoughtful? How did it make you feel? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about those memorable moments. And if this message strikes a chord with you, remember to like this video and share it with someone who might benefit from these insights. Your support helps us build a community of women who value themselves and forge lasting connections. In our next part, we'll explore how to keep this dynamic going over time, ensuring he doesn't just miss you, but sees you as someone truly unforgettable. Let's dive into the final piece of the puzzle. Number 6. The power of being away. Understanding its importance over time. Being away from someone can be misunderstood in relationships. Some might think it's risky, worrying, "What if he forgets me?" Or, "What if we lose our connection?" But women who really understand their worth see it differently. They know that being away isn't about vanishing or making someone unsure. It's about creating space for thinking, wanting, and valuing each other more. Think of being away like a pause in a song that makes the tune even more lovely. In these quiet moments, he'll think back to your talks, recall your vibe, and realize how much he values you in his life. Used wisely, being away isn't a trick. It's a way for him to recognize your importance more clearly. Let's look at how being away can shape this dynamic, and how you can use it to forge a bond that strengthens over time. Being away is effective because it taps into the idea of scarcity. When something or someone is always there, it's easy to overlook their value. However, when their presence is rarer, it becomes more precious. Women of high worth understand that being too available can lessen their impact. By stepping back now and then, their presence feels more meaningful when they do show up. The secret lies in how you manage your time away. It's not about pulling away to test him or make him pursue you. It's about keeping up with your own life, interests, and independence. This closely connects to Stoicism. A Stoic woman is solidly rooted in her own life. She doesn't need constant approval from others, but finds joy in her own activities. This confidence is what draws others to her. So, how do you practice being away effectively? It starts with knowing when to pause. After a good chat, a date, or even a text conversation, hold off on reaching out right away. Let the moment settle. This gives him time to think over the feelings he experienced with you. It's in these quiet times that appreciation builds. During times when you are away, throw yourself into your life. Dive into your hobbies, hang out with friends, and chase what you love. When he sees you thriving in your own life, it not only makes you more appealing, but also shows that your time and attention are valuable. He'll realize that being part of your life is a privilege, not a given. Being away also stirs curiosity. When you're not constantly in touch, he'll start to wonder what you're up to, who you're with, and what's on your mind. This curiosity is powerful. It keeps you on his mind, even when you're not around. However, being away by itself isn't enough. How you return to his life after some time apart matters just as much. When you reach out, do it with purpose. For instance, instead of a simple, "Hey, how's it going?" Component placement, send a thoughtful message that shows you've been paying attention. "I was just thinking about something you said. It really stuck with me. I love how you see things." Or, "I saw something today that reminded me of you. How's that project you mentioned going?" These messages make him feel remembered in a way that's meaningful and thoughtful. They show that, even though you've been busy, he's still in your thoughts, a feeling he won't easily forget. Another key aspect of being away is knowing when to pull back again. Women who truly value themselves don't overstay their welcome. They know when to come close and when to step back, creating a flow that keeps the relationship exciting and fresh. This give and take ensures that your presence is always a source of happiness and intrigue, not something he takes for granted. Being away also gives you a chance to think about the relationship. During these times apart, ask yourself, how does he react to my absence? Does he miss me, or does he seem unbothered? Do I feel valued when we come back together? Is this relationship what I really want? These questions are vital because they help you make sure you're not putting your time and energy into someone who isn't meeting you halfway. Remember, being away isn't just about making him miss you. It's also about giving yourself space to reflect and grow. When done right, it doesn't push you apart. It strengthens your bond. It helps both of you see each other's worth more clearly and cherish the connection you have. It's a reminder that love and attraction aren't about being always available. They're about the moments that make you truly want to be there for each other. By mastering the power of being away, you're not just making him miss you, you're showing him what life is like with and without you. That contrast is what keeps him coming back for more. As we conclude this topic, remember that being a woman of high value isn't about controlling someone else's feelings. It's about knowing your worth, being genuine, and forming connections that are meaningful, balanced, and based on mutual respect. Number 7. Cultivating authentic connections, sharing real experiences. Creating a lasting impression on a man involves more than just surface-level interactions. It requires cultivating connections that are rooted deeply in authenticity and shared experiences. High-value women leverage their real-life stories and genuine emotions to create a bond that goes beyond the ordinary. By sharing true personal experiences that resonate deeply with who you are, you offer a glimpse into your inner world. This could include detailed accounts of personal challenges you've faced, describing the emotional journey and the lessons learned, or sharing triumphs in areas that are important to you, such as career achievements or personal milestones. For instance, if you've recently tackled a difficult project at work, share the process with him, not just the outcome. Talk about the hurdles, your thought process, and how you navigated the challenges. This openness shows your vulnerability and strength, qualities that are highly attractive. Moreover, by sharing these real experiences, you invite him to also open up about his own life, fostering a two-way street of communication that is both meaningful and engaging. To deepen this connection, focus on the details. When describing an experience, paint a vivid picture. What did the setting look like? How did you feel at critical moments? What were the exact words spoken during key conversations? These specifics add depth and texture to your narratives, making them more memorable and impactful. Authentic connections are built on these foundations, where both parties feel safe and inspired to share their true selves. Number 8. Celebrating small victories, Acknowledging mutual growth. Celebrating small victories is a potent way to foster a positive and supportive dynamic in any relationship. High-value women know that recognizing and reveling in the small successes of daily life is just as important as achieving major milestones. This practice is not only about acknowledging your own growth, but also about celebrating his. It's about creating a shared space where achievements are mutually appreciated and supported. When you share your victories, make sure to express genuine enthusiasm and connect your achievements to your values or long-term goals. For example, if you've recently mastered a new skill, share why it was important to you, the effort involved, and how it aligns with your broader aspirations. Then, encourage him to share his own recent successes. Ask specific questions that show your interest is genuine and deep, such as, "What was the most unexpected part of your achievement?" Or, "How has this success brought you closer to your personal goals?" Furthermore, celebrate these victories in a way that involves both of you. Perhaps suggest a small celebration for both of your recent successes. This could be as simple as a special dinner out, a themed evening in, or a joint activity that relates to one of your accomplishments. This not only makes the celebration more meaningful, but also strengthens the bond between you by associating these happy, successful moments with your relationship. By integrating these approaches into your interactions, you foster a cycle of mutual respect and uplifting energy, which greatly enriches the strength and quality of your bond. By consistently engaging in these behaviors, you build a relationship that not only stands out in his mind, but also enriches both of your lives, making each encounter memorable and valued. We've looked at secrets, the effect of emotions, first impressions, the back-and-forth dance, thoughtful reconnections, the magic of being absent, sharing real experiences and celebrating small victories. All these elements combine to make you someone others can't forget. Now, it's your turn to use these ideas in your own life. You'll find it surprising how little changes in your behavior and interactions can dramatically change how men perceive you and how you view yourself. As we wrap up, take a moment to think about our discussions. Being a high-value woman isn't about playing tricks, pretending to be someone else, or seeking approval. It's about owning your strength, your confidence, and your distinctiveness in a way that naturally attracts people to you. Each step we've gone through, from building intrigue, touching hearts, and nailing first impressions, to balancing the give and take, reconnecting meaningfully, and wisely using time apart, is aimed at fostering deep, lasting relationships. These strategies aren't only about drawing men's attention, they enhance how you connect with everyone while being true to who you are. But remember, the most crucial part of this path is to appreciate yourself first. Stoicism teaches us that our emotional stability, self-esteem, and inner peace originate from within, not from the outside world. When you live this truth, you exude a confidence that draws the right people to you. The best part? There's no need to hurry. Building relationships is not a race. It's a gentle, wonderful process. By being deliberate in how you talk, behave, and present yourself, you lay the groundwork for genuine, lasting bonds. And when you handle your interactions with men with authenticity, respect, and confidence, you won't have to worry about being forgotten. So, where will you start? Will you bring a bit of mystery into your chats? Or perhaps you'll try to craft emotional moments that stick with people. Wherever you decide to begin, keep in mind that this journey isn't about being perfect. It's about making progress. Each step you take towards improving yourself leads to deeper and more meaningful relationships. Thank you for joining me on this trip. I hope these ideas have motivated you, pushed you, and given you the confidence to value yourself in ways you never imagined. Remember, the ability to make unforgettable connections starts with you. It's time to show that strength and let everyone see the amazing woman you are. Best wishes as you continue to evolve, connect, and succeed. You can do it. Until next time.